The robot dance is the greatest novelty dance of all time. You can do it if you're a kid or an expert. And the robot's rise is the result of style and technology playing at the same beat. The robot goes back before the word robot was invented. Some of the first films show people doing mannequin dances that have the same stilted motion. With the invention of the word robot in 1921, it was possible to become a new type of creature for a newly mechanical age. As robots became part of pop culture, people sought ways to interpret them, but the modern robot dance has a lot of different parts. In the late 60s, a mime named Robert Shields and later his partner, Loren Yarnell, were inspired by mannequin dances, and Shields brought his robot onto shows like Merv Griffin's, where he dissected them with an engineer's precision. But the dance wouldn't exist today without the performers who later set it to music. Some were inspired by Shields, and some were completely independent inventors. Don Campbell, the inventor of Campbell locking, formed a crew that included poppers, lockers, and roboters like Charles Robot Washington and Bill Slim the Robot Williams, who had actually worked as a living mannequin in a clothing store. They popped, locked, and roboted in recognizable dances. Soul Train gave them a platform. Key pioneers like Demita Jo Freeman roboted next to James Brown on TV. Together, all these influences, Soul Train, lockers, and the occasional mime, made what we call the robot. But it took another spark to make the robot mainstream. That spark was the Jackson 5. The Jackson 5 performed their hit 1973 song Dancing Machine on Soul Train, but that was just the beginning. There were other songs like Rufus Thomas's Funky Robot, but by 1974, Dancing Machine was a worldwide hit with a worldwide promotional campaign. They performed it on The Mike Douglas Show and on Carol Burnett. They telethoned it with Jerry Lewis, showed off for Johnny Carson, and even enlisted Cher to do it with them. The dance, assembled by street dancers, Soul Train, and a few cutting-edge mimes, took over thanks to the Jacksons. They ensured it was forever known as a dancing machine, that is, a robot. All those parts gave us the robot we know today, equally enjoyed by uncoordinated 5-year-olds, uncles at weddings, and practiced professionals. And it succeeded because, for a mechanical dance, the robot is surprisingly flexible. A big thanks to all the roboters who let us use their footage in this video. You can see more of their dancing in their own YouTube channels down below in the description. Great way to waste a few hours. But in addition to getting footage, I also wanted to get some expertise. So I asked Adrian Bambila, aka El Tiro, what this move is called. And he said that if he were pressed to find a name for it, he'd call it an arm isolation. However, he'd also probably call it the cheesy robot dance move because it's the go-to move for non-professionals.